I mean, this is the most pointless question you'll be asked because you'll have been asked it a million times by now. Has it sunk in yet? Super League and World Cup winner in the same year?
I don't think it can sink in really. I think just the way how we were able to do it, how close the Super League match was between Leeds, the grand final, and just how the same with against France in the World Cup, especially on home soil. It was amazing to see at least we could get one England team to actually win the World Cup, and the men and the women fought their hearts out, and they came close to actually reaching that final as well. But I think just the way the sport's grown within a space of like a few years at least since we started actually getting our games broadcasted. I mean, there's nothing really we can actually say except it's just going up and up from here.
It's almost meteoric again, it's a cliche word, but going from crowds of a handful of people to a big crowd on the telly, purpose-built court, world champions. Did you ever imagine anything like that could happen?
To be honest, for myself, no. I just saw it as being like, right, it's just rugby league on a Sunday, just hit like an amateur level, but say we're actually hitting like a really good level to say we're getting broadcasted more, we're getting opportunities like this where we're getting invited to the launches of the Super League, well, all three Super Leagues, and also having photo opportunities with new kits and stuff like that. More clubs are wanting to get involved and set up teams, and then the current clubs that have a wheelchair team are branching out and actually helping those clubs a lot more to actually get more players, get funding into them so they can buy these expensive chairs so that players can hit a peak performance.
You meet royalty.
Yes, I mean that was amazing in itself. Princess Kate was really genuine to speak to, and it was a great day out for the whole team to do. And I don't like I said, it can only go higher from here.
When you're meeting royalty and you're on national BBC, you win a World Cup. Essentially, you're famous. Like, how does that sink in? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it?
I don't see the fame side of it, because I see it as I'm a player who enjoys playing for his club and his country as well. And I think just if you have that mentality where you just enjoy playing it because it's your favourite sport, that oversees all the fame side of it and all the growing numbers on like followers for Twitter and Instagram, and it helps me myself and keep motivated with the sport and want to do better.
Which of your World Cup winning teammates is likely to turn up on Celebrity MasterChef or in the jungle or whatever? Who's likely to grab that fame by the scruff?
Love Island.
Oh,
yeah,
Love Island I don't know about, but I know definitely like something like Celebrity MasterChef. Seb Bashara will always try and grab the limelight and try and get any little thing he can. I mean, his highlight from the World Cup was having dessert with Claire Balding, which was amazing in its own right, because a few of us did it as well.
I mean, after the World Cup, what I want to know is after the World Cup win, what happened the after party? Where did you go?
Oh.
How long were you partying for? Are you still partying?
No, I'm not really partying as much. I know for myself, like after that World Cup, we had a room inside Manchester Central where we had all family friends, of all teammates, and we even had a few other teams. So I had a few Halifax teammates, and then we also had a couple of the Australian team come and celebrate with us. So we were there, had a few drinks, and then we went straight back to the hotel, where thankfully the hotel allowed us to go downstairs where the bar and all the dining area was, and we had a party down there. And I know there were definitely scenes on Twitter about us partying with a speaker, and I mean that's just the best part really. We had that, and then the day after we went straight after the grand final the World Cup final against New Zealand and Australia for the women's, and Samoa and Australia for the men's. So I mean, we had that, and a lot of us were hungover that night. So I remember after winning World Cup, I didn't actually go back to my room till about 5 a.m.
Well, that's almost almost
mad moment as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about? You said 10 years you've been playing this sport. How did you get into it? Your background.
Yeah, this will be my 10th season, and I got my disability at about 11 and a half year old, and I started playing running rugby for Siddle, and after I couldn't play the running game anymore, I looked to play the wheelchair because you can't get a rugby league fix and stop playing simply. And I found out about the wheelchair game and haven't stopped since really. And it's definitely been a lot of hard work. I did a lot of England trials at the start of my career, which were unsuccessful at the time. And then in 2019 I got the call up and the rest is history.
And what was the disability?
So my disability is chronic fatigue syndrome.
Okay, right.
So it's very...
Which is does not go well with rugby league, considering it's such a physically
it definitely does.
Intense sport and demanding sport.
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always like breaking down barriers, and I think that's why I think I love this sport so much as well. Is because it broke down barriers in its own right.
In the World Cup, I mean, you're really sending a message that no matter someone who has a disability or gets diagnosed, that's not the end for them on the sporting field. You guys have proved it. You're living proof. Yeah,
that was one of the things that we love to preach, and it's something that I preach as well inside of when I go to schools. I've done like a couple of school trips. I've gone to a couple of amateur rugby league teams, and I've said the same thing, and that is, it doesn't matter what happens in life, whether you're disabled, non-disabled. If you want to play the sport, you're more than welcome to. Obviously not taking them away from the running game, because I mean, every kid has a dream, and I don't think a lot of kids dream about playing a wheelchair game until probably the World Cup.
And that message just seems to be growing because there's so many clubs now starting teams, TV coverage, obviously the Super League coverage. It's just it's growing and growing. From, as Rich said, from when you would have started, there was 2 people and a dog, and now it's just bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's amazing to see how far it's come for the amount of time that I played. Anyway, but I know there's people that have played for longer, and they could tell you a lot more about like where they came from with where it started out, and it's mental really to hear about their stories about what they came through. And I know I loved hearing after the World Cup about how Seb it was very emotional after Holt World. Sorry if you're watching, and he was emotional after losing the 2017 one. I literally try and say we won it by a try as well. Nice bit of revenge and nice bit of redemption for the players who did play in 2017.
You like to give a bit out on the pitch, don't you? A bit of chatter, bit of out. You look like you enjoy yourself out there.
It's tough not. It's very tough not to enjoy yourself. It's an amazing sport. I mean, we're breaking down barriers and we're joining the running game, the men's and women's, and showing it why we should be on the same platform of broadcasting, and that's why it's the best sport in the world. But I think nice bit of talk and nice bit of like trash talk kind of brings a bit of rivalry to it a little bit, so it brings a nice bit of a heated game, but in a friendly, heated competition.
The Jake Connor of the wheelchair game?
Say again, sorry?
The Jake Connor of the wheelchair game?
No, I can't say I am, no.
Now, you talking about talk, the French, I mean, not only what happened during the game, but after the game. I mean, the next time you play them, that rivalry is just,
Yeah, we know the French are going to be tough. They're going to be wanting to win it back in the next World Cup. But we also have to keep an eye out for the other nations. We can't be complacent. If we talk about US, for instance, it's their first World Cup, and they nearly made it to the semi-finals, and that was just amazing to say. It was from what it only had one of the players plays for Wigan, and to say that the rest, it wasn't the one that were doing it all. There were so many other players on that pitch that led the way for nearly making that semi-final, and credit to them, they're definitely going to be a threat in the future. Australia were definitely going to be a threat. They always have been, and I mean, it's just constantly looking out for them as well. We can't lose the respect for any nation or any team in general if we talk about Super League, because you lose your respect, you lose complacency, and that's when you lose matches because of mistakes.
And as daft as it sounds, how important is having a trophy like that is similar to the men's Super League? Now the women's Super League, we've got the similar kind of trophy. It's not just something we've found at the back of a cupboard, it's the Super League trophy, it's recognisable.
Yeah, so I went to a Super League, they want to do like a photo shoot pretty much, and I didn't even know that the trophy were getting made, because they're like, oh well, we didn't bring your trophy because you got a new one getting made, don't you? And I'm like, didn't know about that. Went, oh, well, you know now. And I'm like, yeah. So I mean, it's amazing to see how it is. It shows proper branding. it shows that we are a part of the Betfred Super League, and we are alongside the men and the women on this amazing stage and on this amazing journey.